let's see if this... Okay, we're good. Let's go into YouTube. Yo, that's not the right one. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, that's not the right one. No, I do not care about what's new with Chrome. Like, I don't understand why they constantly are like, hey, are you interested in what's new with Chrome? No! I don't care what y'all are doing with Chrome. Alright, mic's working. Where the hell is my live? Details. Live control, please. Details. Okay, great. Balancing. Let's just hop into it. Like, there's no other way to do this. I got my camera. Yeah, okay. I wasn't able to play the past 2 days. And the crazy thing is, like, I've been, like, telling myself to study for my licensing exam. And I haven't gotten it done, even though I also haven't played the game. I just honestly have been trying to be productive. I've been trying to get to studying, but it just hasn't happened, which is a pretty lame excuse, but basically, I haven't been playing the game because I've been telling myself I'm going to study. But then I haven't been studying because I've been getting ready for, like, the weekend because I'm going camping with my parents. And I've also just been, like, cleaning and organizing the house. Like, I moved on the 1st, so we're at like 11 days. We're 11 days in. And you know, the first day was like the massive clean of everything important. Like all the fabrics honestly just need to be washed. All the bedding, all the couch cushions. You know, I need to steam clean the carpets and the mattress itself because the place came with the mattress. You know, I could buy a new mattress, but that means I would have to leave it here because, you know, the place is provided with one, so I'd have to leave it. So I'm not buying a new mattress, obviously. I'm gonna clean it and deal with that shit. Anyway, just like massive steam cleaning and just vacuuming. I've been vacuuming quite often, mainly just to like get extra stuff out of the carpets if anything else is left. I don't think there is. And then after all that, there's more cleaning. How is there so much cleaning when you move in? Because after all that, just like surface level cleaning, then I have to start washing the walls, then I have to start wiping down other surfaces, like the top of doors. What do they call the runner along the wall? You have to wash that. And then like the place also came with dishes, so like every time I'm like, oh, I haven't used this dish yet, wash it. And then there's the thing finally that I got to today was, okay, I probably should have been more thorough about this before moving. But you know, my old room, I went from living in a room to now like a full-on space. So my old space was kind of cramped. So I didn't end up going through everything. But now that everything's kind of unpacked and more spread out, I've had the time to go through everything and the space to go through everything. So I've been going through stuff that I don't want anymore. Like, you know, I did initially do that when I packed everything up, and I got like a whole bag of stuff gone, like a big ol' a big old clear plastic bag. Those bags you use for like recyclable empties, like cans and bottles, or like the ones you use for yard waste. You know, one of those big things full of clothes and miscellaneous crap. Should I actually lock in because I haven't been past the? Well, never mind. No, I should not lock in. Anyway, I filled up one of those bags before I left. And now I'm just kind of like getting rid of random garbage. I'm already starting a little pile of stuff. That was too late, yeah. I've already started a pile of stuff again. It's much smaller than the first pile of stuff. But, you know, I'm happy I'm getting rid of more stuff. I've been too fucking busy, man. Too busy. Moving. That was just cooked. That was cooked. That was so cooked. Oh, whatever. 75 to 97. I don't care if I fully get the run. You know, I'm kind of leaving it up to fate if I die there from 0. And I also haven't played in 2 days, so I'll blame it on that. But the funny thing is now I won't be able to play the game for another 2 days. Friday, Saturday. We'll see about Sunday, because I'm going out of town. Camping. And you know, usually when I go camping, I go to like a place that's... This place is on the grid, let me tell you that much. You know, it's a pretty popular place for the area. It's well known. It's not like, you know, solo camping trip. It's not organized and commercialized. It is... But there is no service up there. What my parents told me, at least. Now, I believe there's no service, but I know some of those places, they have, like, Wi-Fi you can buy. Not saying I would. But, you know, I'd like to know if there is, to know, like, how off the grid I'm going. Because I don't plan on replying to work or anything. I don't plan on doing that shit. I just want to know if I'm totally off the grid or not. But obviously I will be offline. Not bringing my laptop and grinding the game out. Because this is time I'll be spending with my family and their friends. And socializing. Being rugged. Too early? Oh, man, this is, having a hard time kind of concentrating. Actually, hold on. 2 minutes, not even. Need some water. I swear, you don't know how much stuff you have until you move. Honestly. That, or actually no, until you move. Because, you know, I feel like everyone does spring cleaning. And, you know, it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. But it doesn't make you realize how much stuff you have because you're kind of getting rid of some stuff and you're moving it you're not moving it from house to house. You're moving it around the house, maybe outside of the house and back inside. But nothing quite like moving. Because that's when you have to pack everything up and unpack everything, and you're like, wow, I still have this? I also feel like with spring cleaning, you know, like, sometimes it'd be like, oh, you know, I've already went through that box, like, a month ago. I don't need to go through it again, you know? Boom, there's a whole box you're not looking at. No, it's moving everything. Like, when I ended up moving, you know, like, my room before I had grabbed all my stuff from my parents' place, oh, whatever. I didn't feel like it was a whole bunch of stuff. But then, you know, I had grabbed the boxes from my parents' place and I had gotten a couple dishes and... wow. I have a lot of shit. Oh my god, the dreaded failure honestly just pissed off. That's embarrassing as shit, honestly. Yeah, that one timing is easy as fuck. I don't know why I did that. Whatever. Okay. I also, like, just today, like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, but, like, everything is, like, actually organized, you know, like, I like my house to where nothing really is out, at all. And so, for the past little bit, it's only been in my bedroom. There's been stuff that hasn't been fully put away. And it was, like, a big old box, and, you know, laundry hamper, I prefer to have it put away, but it's not a huge deal. Anyway, I'd organized everything enough to where I got the laundry hamper and the giant box put away in a closet. So I definitely feel like my room is more open now, and I gained some, honestly, I gained some room. So, I'm happy. Okay, I'm kind of confused as to why I'm dying so much to shock now. Really? I, like, never ever die there. Fucking Samifying. I don't know why I was sent so low. See, not that hard. But it was that hard, apparently. No way I actually went up that high. Whatever. I'll play from 0 now. Wait, is F? Okay, F is also jump. Oh, wait. Alright. I don't know if I have any goals for today. I think a good goal would be, again, to get 50%. At least. I did that last time. I wasn't able to get Shock to Penito I at least wanted yesterday. Or not yesterday, but a couple of days ago. That was really close, I feel like, every time. Who the... I swear to God, I actually watched Just Today Connix die there. I was just watching one of his videos, and like he died there and he got mad. He was like, what a stupid ass death. And I never died there. I'm sure I just manifested that subconsciously. I knew I hit that way too late. That's kind of sad that I just threw away attempt at shock. I'm actually playing like really good right now. There we go, I had to say something. I watched an interesting video yesterday. It was kind of stupid. I just watched like Zoink react to Aeon Air's video on "You Won't Be the Next Zoink," and honestly, I feel like that's a good title. I do love Aeon's title for that. You will not be the next Zoink. There are so many people that want to be and they won't be, unless you have the drive and motivation to probably play like for at least 4 hours every day, at least. You probably won't be the next Zoink. Actually, Sniper probably won't be. You most definitely will not be the next Zoink if you don't at least play 4 hours every day. And people really just need to realize that is you're either naturally talented at the game or you have the motivation and the time and frankly the hardware to play this game. Like, You know, I think on 60 hertz, I beat up to a hard demon. Maybe insane demon. I never actually got to be an extreme. I would dabble and I would play extremes, but I'd never get anywhere on them. The closest I got to playing extremes was seeing what I thought was the easiest section in them and then doing runs on them. It wasn't until I was a bit older, I had more money from working, and I had the funds to then buy an actual, you know, a computer instead of just a laptop, and then a 165 hertz monitor. And then, you know, like a nice mechanical keyboard. Like, I didn't get better until then. Like, I had played extremes, but when I went to finally play like ACU or Hypersonic, easy. The game actually was so much easier. I'm like, wow, this is actually possible. This isn't as difficult as I thought it was. So you have to have drive. You have to have time. You know, a little bit of naturally gifted definitely does help. I don't have that, sadly. And some good hardware. So either your parents have to be rich or you have to be... Okay, your parents don't have to be rich, but your parents have to be well off or you have to be well off. What else? What else about being a good player? I feel like those are the things. Because, you know, with time comes strategy and, like, how you play the game, how you practice levels. Like, I've already come to terms that with my lifestyle, how much spare time I have, you know, my goals in life, I do not want to be #1 in this game ever. Mostly because the only, like, extra long level, I only like playing extra long levels if they're gonna be, like, honestly sub 400. Because, you know, the higher on the list you get, if you have a short level, all the timings are impossible. But if you have a longer level, you know, all the timings become a bit easier and the level becomes more fun, I personally think. So I'm never gonna beat something like... Can't think of a shorter one. But, you know, maybe one day I'd go for Tidal Wave. Maybe perhaps one day I'd go for Flame Wall. Once it's dropped down the list, like, 50 spots, but, you know. One day. Maybe. What else was I gonna say? Jumping! Oh my god, jumping, dude. Why does everybody want to jump? I can't even actually complain about that, because that's initially what I wanted to do. When I got my setup, the first thing I went to... Well, actually, the first 3 things I went to were to playing Hypersonic, ACU, and Zodiac. Now, if you look at them, those are very, like... One is an outlier. One is a very obvious outlier, especially at the time I went for it. You know, ACU and Hypersonic are at, like, the bottom of the list, and at the time, Zodiac was, like, 40. When I started going for it. Keep in mind, I had no extremes under the belt. As to why I thought jumping from no extremes to something in the top 50 was a good idea, I don't know. I will commend myself. While it was like top 50, I did get good runs. I definitely feel like I plateaued. And honestly, if I didn't have school and I did nothing but focus on the level, I probably would have beaten it a lot sooner. And I probably would have been able to, like, jump as much as I wanted to. Dude, I fucking hate that timing. Anyway, as I was saying about jumping, I don't feel like it's that... First of all, I don't feel like it's impressive anymore because, you know, the term has been thrown around so much. It's been so diluted. It's kind of like when the term gaslighting blew up, you know? It's just lost all meaning. Jumping has honestly lost all meaning. I've seen people say they're going for a jump. Actually, let me pull something up. Because by everyone's standards, I have jumped. Let me pull something up. Let me pull something up that's like very, very stupid. So let's show screen 2. Let's close application. No? Game capture? Yeah. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. So this is in order of me beating it in the place it was on. So let's see. There we go. Omicron. That's at 364. My one before that was at like the lowest one. The hardest one before that was going to be 889, 781. It was going to be a deception dive. Technically. That's only like, what is that? Well, let's just say that's 400. Yeah, that's close enough. Let's say that's 800. That's 400 spots. I've seen people say stupid shit like, oh, I'm jumping from this to this. The jump is like 200 spots on the already extreme demon list. The jump is 2 spots. That's so dumb. That's so fucking dumb. I hate people saying they're jumping because that is the reason why it has lost all meaning. People saying shit like, oh, I'm jumping from this to this. Like, okay. Alright, dude, whatever. Yeah, sure, you're jumping from this to this. 1 second. Sorry, just yeah. Anyway. People have said shit, yeah. Jumping 200 spots. I'm making it a big old jump. 200 spots is nothing. I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't even consider my jump of 400 spots to be anything, to be honest. Like, it has just lost all meaning. The entire word of jumping, it means shit now. Oh, I'm jumping from this to this. Buddy, I've dead-ass seen people say I'm jumping 50 spots. You are not jumping. You are naturally progressing. Anyway, honestly, I feel like I have some of the similar feelings of what Aeon was saying for jumping. Like, I feel like a lot of people jump for fame and fortune. They're like, oh, for one, I'll be the next Zoink. Oh, for 2, I'll be popular because I beat a really hard level. I feel like for what truly, what I would say a jump is like, oh god, okay, I'm gonna put out an arbitrary number. I have absolutely no clue if it's actually true. The last time I think I checked, don't quote me on this, the already extreme demon list, like the count was at like 1,200, and that was a while ago. So we're gonna say there's 100 or 1,300 extremes in the game. At today's current point, June 11th, 2026, I'd say a jump would be 600 spots minimum. To call something a jump would be 600 spots minimum. You know, none of this 200, none of this 350 or 50 bullshit. No. You need to go at least 600 spots up for it to be a jump. nowadays. Actually, let me pull something else up. All rated extreme demon list. Can I do a time machine for this? Can I do a time machine? Oh man, shit still hasn't been taken. Submit a record. I'm still waiting to see if those two are still pending. Anyway, can I do a time machine? Enjoyment, beginner, tags, nerve control. There's no time machine. Actually, let's see how many. Jesus Christ, man. There's 1,400. 1,468 levels. I'd still say at least 600 to call something a jump. Packs, challenges, profile, clans, demon list. Position from to tier, enjoyment, position. Man. Anyway, let's just what can I do here? What is Zodiac right now? What is Zodiac? 143. $143 to $777. Yeah, so I guess Zoink's jump was probably like 500. Maybe less. I think. So yeah, I guess you could call Zoink's progression from Bloodbath to Zodiac a jump, quote unquote. I think. Because it's like 500 spots. And for that time, that's honestly very, very valid, because, you know, there was less extreme demons, so the gap between each one was a bit more. The gap of difficulty between each one was more. So I would call that actually a jump. 500 spots. Of course, that's another arbitrary number. The already extreme demon list doesn't have a time machine like the Pointer Crate one does. Honestly, I'm sure they've gotten this request a lot, but you know, already extreme demon list, put in a time machine. That shit would be very, very helpful. Like, it has the position history on a level, and I've had to use that once. It's funny because the one level I had to use the position history on to get, like, you know, when I beat the level for my spreadsheet of level, attempts, position of what it was when I beat it. I used the time machine and it's like, oh, move down from this to this. And it also has the time that it was moved down, like, during the day. Which was very helpful because something got moved down, like, the day I beat it. And I can't remember if I beat it before or after the position move. But anyway, back to jumping. I think it's stupid if you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're doing it for fame and fortune, I think that's wrong. The reason I wanted to go for Zodiac is because when I played through it, you know, there's a large majority that by current skill set I could play. And, you know, I had to practice the shit out of the other stuff. But anyway, being able to play what I could, I decided that this level was very fun. And also when the level first came out, you know, there was the whole thing of it being hacked and then technically verified it. Just seeing the level, since it got so much attention, seeing it like all the time, like, this is the coolest top one. You know, I feel like every top one is a hell-themed level. It's more or less the same. It's all like straight fly or wave. So where this is like everything. This is a balance of everything. Everything is difficult, at least in the later half of the level. You know, there's hard, cube, ship, wave, spider, ball. Oh my god, all the fucking ball timings in this level, dude. Robot. Honestly, it's really just this beginning robot section. Oniko's part is the hard robot. Compared with like a banger song, I just knew I had to beat this level one day. I'm like, I don't care the position. I feel like I could have fun with this. And you know, this level does piss me off because I've been playing it for so long, but at the end of the day, I do have fun playing it. So again, if you're jumping for the wrong reasons, I'd say, yeah, that's bullshit. You shouldn't be jumping. But if you're jumping for the right reasons, if you're jumping because you really like the level, if you're jumping because this challenges me in the right way, and I could see myself going for this like long term, because that is what you will be doing when you jump. You'll be doing it long term. You have to be able to sit in front of this level for hours upon hours a day for however many months. Oh yeah, actually, it. What's the word? It reminds me of this controversy I saw on Twitter. So you know, the only reason you are popular on Twitter.com in the furry fandom is if you have a suit or you're an artist. Everything else, everyone else is cast to the side. It's like, fuck you, kill yourself. Alright, whatever. Anyway, I remember somebody was so hell-bent on being popular that they started doing art. And you know, this wasn't a thing where it's like, oh, you know, they started doing art, they did commissions, you know, yada yada, whatever. They started doing art and they admitted to how much they despised doing it. They were a good artist, you know, they did make a lot of money, but they're like, I honestly hate doing art. The only reason I'm doing it is to be popular. Shit. Okay. I feel like the fact that they, like, honestly, if you ended up tolerating it and only doing it to be popular, whatever. But the fact that you hate it and continue to do it kind of shows the toxicity of you as a person and the fandom. And it's just really, really funny to me. But this relates back to GD, where it's like, if a level is truly, truly, truly pissing you off so much and you're only playing it to be popular and recognized, shit, you should not be going for it. You should not be jumping. Do something else. Play an easier level that you enjoy. Play simply a different level around the same difficulty that you enjoy. It might not be popular, but you know what, you enjoy it and it's going for your skill level. Hell, like Aeon Air said in his video that I was talking about earlier, he said to go to the editor. Go to platformer mode. Starground. Play the daily, play the weekly, the event level. You know, maybe extremes aren't your thing. And I truly believe that. Extremes, now that I've kind of seen a few videos on it, I've done a bit of research. It's saying there's like a crazy percentage, saying less than like 3% of people who have played Geometry Dash have beaten an extreme. I'm sure that number of who's beaten an extreme goes way up for people who like actually kind of consistently play the game. You know, sadly, that stat did just account for people that have played the game, whether they simply downloaded it for the day and deleted it, or, you know, never opened it again. Hold on, I really want to get past this ship section. Well, you know, I don't even get to the ship section. But yeah, I think you should be jumping for the right reasons, because you want to and because it's fun. And if a byproduct of fame happens, I don't think that's a bad idea, as long as it wasn't in the forefront of your mind and your sole reason. I mean, honestly, I think you can chase fame as long as you're having a fun time doing it. If you despise what you're doing and you're chasing fame, that's entirely the wrong reasons. How do I keep on landing on that platform? Like, I just keep on clipping it a little bit. Honestly, I had a few good runs and now I've kind of shit the bed. I'm not gonna lie. You know, the hilarious thing is that I still need to text my landlord today about some stuff. And I also still need to study. And I also still need to make dinner. Whoopsie. But you know what? A lot of the cleaning and is done and everything's put away. And I've thrown out a shit ton of crap. You know, I feel accomplished. Oh! Yeah, that was way too fast. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fucking around at this point. Man, if I could beat the level. I also think another part of being good at this game is knowing how to physically play the game. You know, you can learn all the strats like, oh, get yourself good hardware, play for however long, you know, get a good night's rest, because if you want to be good, this game can be mentally and physically demanding. And yeah, but I feel like there are a few physical things you have to do while you're playing this game. I think one of them is finding the right device to play on. Whether you want to play on mouse, controller, keyboard, or SEO device. I think there's a very clear answer of which is the best. And like, which is the worst. I think your thumb cannot move as fast as your finger, so obviously that puts controller down at the bottom. I played on controller for a while. It's not bad. I found it very fun, very comfortable. And honestly, sometimes I like to go back to it just because it's, again, comfortable and fun. I'd say mouse is in third place. It's just, I'm pretty sure it just has a slower polling rate. And keyboards and SEO devices generally have higher polling rates. So you get more accurate. Now that places keyboard and SEO device. I'd say, before I get to like which is number 1 and which is number 2, I'd say the division between the mouse and keyboard SEO device is a massive gap. 1 second. Alright, that's some horse malarkey. Anyway, the gap between SEO device, keyboard, and mouse, massive. Not solely for the reason of the polling rate. Honestly, I feel like... Anyway. Chris, you know, we all know him. He's been in my videos, none of the videos I've released. Okay, so maybe none of y'all know Chris. With the current context. Anyway, I moved over to keyboard like however long ago. I feel like at least a year. Actually, no, at least a year, maybe 2. And I kept on preaching to Chris. I'm like, yo, dude, like, switch to keyboard. Or SEO device. I kept on saying keyboard. But I kept on telling him, like, yo, switch to keyboard. Like, you will get a massive buff if you switch to keyboard. Alright, 1 sec. Man, I am so stupid. And I kept on telling him, like, you'll get a massive buff. Like, just switch. It's easy. You know, there's obviously, I've gone through so many fucking transitions. Transition from controller to mouse to keyboard. I know what it's like to transition from playing device. I know the struggle. It takes at least a week to get back to where you were. But then after that, you improve a bit more. You know, obviously you'll improve by playing the game, but you get a little bit of a boost with improvement for a little bit. I noticed. And so I kept on telling him, like, yo, do it. And he's like, no, there's not that big of a difference. Finally moves over. He got himself a Zodiac device. Guess what this hoe's telling me? Oh man, it's amazing, you were right. And I'm like, I told you so. Now, let's go over some of the buffs of which you get from moving over to Zodiac device / keyboard from mouse. And honestly, you know, controller. One of the biggest things that I've noticed, and that has become very, very relevant, I feel like, in more recent levels, is double clicks / spamming. High CPS has become so relevant in top level play, and that is just something that you get by moving over to Zodiac / keyboard. I couldn't believe how much faster I was able to click on a keyboard compared to mouse. Like, holy crap. I remember there was, I'll flash them up on screen if this gets edited, but there was the 4 clicks in Deception Dive. Hold on. Please get a good run. Oh, not high enough. Anyway, what was I saying? Just the absolute amount of clicks you can get. Like, your spam ability goes way up, I feel like, when you play. Now, obviously, the immediate handoff I found that I had to adjust to, this came in the growing pain phase of switching devices, was my control, my ship control specifically, was a lot worse in the beginning. But I feel like it's gotten back to where it was. I don't feel like it got that much of a boost, honestly, my ship control. I feel like it should have, because I'm able to spam more, so therefore I should be able to be more stable. But whatever. My spam has gotten a huge boost. Then there's also the thing of just having a faster or a higher polling rate. So your inputs are more accurate. It's checking when you're inputting more often, so everything is just more accurate. Those I feel like are the 2 biggest things. So like, okay, yeah, honestly my ship has gotten a bit better, but so you'll gain spamming, you'll gain a higher CPS, you'll gain more control, because, you know, you'll also have just more accurate inputs. Those are the things that I feel like make the gap between Zodiac / keyboard so big comparatively to mouse. Now on to my thoughts on what is number one. I have not done the research on which has a higher polling rate, and I think that would be the one thing that would decide whether or not which is number one. So if there are like definitive numbers, you know, I'll give it up. But I think what makes each one number one is personal preference. I cannot definitively rate which is better, Seo or keyboard. Personally, for me, I get the keyboard, obviously. Here I am playing on it. The reason being is I kind of like to wedge my thumb. You can't really see it, but I'll poke my pinky under there. I like to wedge my thumb underneath the space bar because I feel like it gives me stability and control when I play the game. And then, you know, I also have spam because I'm on keyboard. But, you know, some people with, like, Seo devices, or just, like, keyboards in general, I know this wouldn't affect them because I see them raise their hand halfway up like this. Like that, you know? I don't do that. I just like to wedge my thumb underneath and have that control. So personal preference, you know, I would... no. I would just rate Seo and keyboard personally up to... or I'd rate them both number one, up to personal preference of which one you go for. I also was thinking of like going over to Seo, and I'm thinking, okay, so obviously a Seo device is going to be a lot cheaper because you're paying for 3 keys. You know? That was not the case. This keyboard here is probably like $40, and I'd say it's serving me very, very well. It's I've gotten comfortable with it again, you know, I had to switch my old keyboard. And at first I thought it was a hardware issue, like I felt like I was playing worse, but I just need to get used to the keyboard. It is a different keyboard. Everything's going to be a little bit different, so I need to get used to it. Anyway, $40 keyboard. I could find Seo devices minimum for $40. They didn't go much lower than that. And I thought they would be a lot lower because, you know, you're paying for so much less real estate. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You're paying for 3 keys instead of like 86. The reason I would personally go with the keyboard is, one, the comfortability, but also the fact of the price point of it's like, you're not going to escape this on keyboard or Seo device, you know. You have the switchboard. You have the physical switchboard, and playing this game, you're hammering on it constantly. And those, I don't know what to call them, but the switchboard itself will get tired. It'll get worn out, you know. My old switchboard, I thought I could just clean it with like the isopropyl. That's the alcohol you use to clean electronics. I thought I could just clean it like that. I cleaned out the switches, I replaced switches, I cleaned off the board itself, you know, I cleaned out the case. Everything was squeaky clean, and you know, the problems that it had were better, but they were still there, so obviously I can't use it for this level of play. So where I'm going with that is, obviously your hardware is eventually going to wear out the sockets themselves. Now, on a Seo device, you have 3 sockets to switch between. On a keyboard, you have like the whole fucking alphabet. And then other keys, you know, you have the up arrow key or whatever. My reason for grabbing the keyboard over the Seo device is, when one goes out, you have more to switch over to, and it's going to last you a longer time. Now, I've never gone online for boards and stuff to personally get. So you know what, maybe if you have a SEO device and the board is a lot cheaper, it's a lot cheaper to switch it out than a computer board. Maybe that is more bang for your buck. Maybe the SEO device, if you're crafty, you know where to look, it is more financially viable. If you know how to fix it, if the housing wears out on you. But for me, I'm just gonna keep on going with the keyboard. Because when one key goes out, I just switch it to another one. That was way too high. Oh my god, dude. I want to see if I can get anywhere into shock from here. Because I only got the 38 from 0. Dude, I literally talked about this last stream of how much I focus on that robot because I hate falling off the platforms because I didn't jump. And here we are, falling off the platform because I didn't jump in time because I'm quite possibly stupid. So I got 50 to 62. Or no, sorry, I got 26 to 52. It's not a bad run. So yeah, final verdict is keyboard and SEO device are the best things to play Geometry Dash on. Obviously, there are the best keyboards and the best SEO devices for in terms of polling rate. And I'm not using that because I'm not shelling out that kind of cash. I love this game, but not that much. I feel like it's only worth it if you are being the best player ever. You're consistently going for these hard levels, 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, playing this game. I feel like would be the only viable reason to drop $200 on a keyboard. I remember, I'm sure everyone's seen his videos. If Geometry Dash pops up on your For You page on YouTube Shorts. But I remember this one dude, I've never seen him before, and then he popped up during Nepesta's Heliopolis challenge. Oh my god, bro. I gotta stop dying to Dudex. I'm not gonna lie, it totally, like, slipped my mind that Codex and Dudex were different people. Gonna be real with you. It didn't happen until I was playing Digital Descent. You know, first part is Codex's part. I'm like looking at the name, I'm like, Codex? Shouldn't it be Dudex? I'm like, oh, these are not the same people. Even though it sounds like it. And, you know, their styles are kind of similar. I don't know, maybe I should pull up some more levels of, like, their parts. Do a little bit of a comparison to see. But their names are similar enough, and I feel like they kind of have, like, well, from what I've seen, actually, Dudex is a bit more glowy and a bit more going on, and then Codex is a bit simpler, cleaner. Still has glow. But, you know, it's just Geometry Dash, you know, they're not reinventing the wheel with any other decoration. Holy crap, I'm bad. Oh, come on, give me like a drop of temperature. Wow. Wow, I'm playing bad. Getting kind of tired, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting kind of pissed that I'm down to stuff like that. Actually, let's pull something up. Show max. I'll give it a little bit of a... What was this? Alright, this is like the frame perfect. It's a frame perfect to something, but it's like low-key easy, I'm not gonna lie. I had done this, so I know it's possible. Yeah, there we go. Only took like, what, 15 attempts? Okay, I was way off. Anyway. Back to the point. Alright. Okay. Let's change you to that, and let's just pop the player up here. Alright, for all intents and purposes, I will... Alright, this is on the mouse, you know? Alright. So let's try. Oh my god. Okay, I cannot break 51 clicks. I cannot break 10 CPS. Alright, I feel like that actually wasn't a whole lot more. Let's just play normally. I only got 10 CPS. Alright, and like 7. I got 46 clicks. I got 53. Okay, so you know what? 7 more clicks overall and like 2 more CPS. Let me go to the timing that made me feel like switching over was worth it. Because right now I sound and look fucking crazy. I sound and look so crazy right now. There's a reason. There's a reason why I think this is more worth it. I feel like clicking is so much easier for some of these parts. It's right here. These 4 clicks. What is this? This is one-time spider. Let's just move you over. Where are we? Alright, let's try and do this. So yeah, I felt like those 4 clicks were very inconsistent on mouse. But I'm hitting them pretty consistently right now. But now moving over. There's absolutely no way I was just like glazing keyboard and I just failed. Yeah, okay, so what's another one I can do? Let's actually try something. Let's what is it? Just Dance? Let's see if there's another reason I can prove why keyboard is more comfortable. There's this one fuck ass section in this level. Okay, man, toxic. Piss off. You know, I feel like some of this shit was very uncomfortable to play right here. Like, it was just weird. And you know what? I'm not going to go through it to try and prove a point. It's just this part. It is just this part that I want to go through. What was this at? Preview mode. Alright, 3 times speed. What are we at beforehand? We're at 2 times speed. Okay. So this part is very, very bullshit, I find. So, God, I played this on, yeah. Oh. Like, it was just so weird. God fucking damn it, dude. So it is okay to jump off there. This shit just pissed me off. This shit just pissed me off so bad. This whole orb section before the drop really pissed me off. Some of the clicks, like, you have to be holding... You have to hold for a certain amount of time. You have to buffer... You know, I'll give it up at least. All the clicks here are buffers. Except for that one. Like, this shit pissed me right fucking off because you had to buffer some of it and then you had to hold some of it and then release and immediately start clicking. Like, this part made me very, very mad learning it and trying to get past it. Whatever I got past it in the drop, like, I feel like I didn't have many drop attempts. Most of my attempts were in the pre-drop. And... like, dying to this weird, build-up. Like, look at that. So, I got very lucky on this level. I think I fluked the last stray flying a little bit before that. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Honestly, I think taking out that one click made it a lot easier. So I'm gonna... We're gonna try this on here because the mouse is just pissing me off right now for this section. Like, I almost made it. That fuck ass timing, dude, is really what's it. The fuck? Like, that shit's so annoying. that one fucking timing. Like, I swear to God, it never works. Alright, so I did the timing, so I think we can all agree that... Yeah, whatever, it was worth a try. So let's see if I can do it on mouse, or if this just rightfully pisses me off. I don't know what's making me more mad. The fact that I just did that one attempt on the mouse. Alright, one sec. Man. Fuck. We'll see how far I can get from 0. Oh. Yeah, there's some like bullshit in the first half. It's like, oh, click these or else you can't do it. Okay. Alright, let's close that. That is not the... Does Texic make anything else good, or is everything else buns? Fabulous. Alright, I'll hop back onto Zodiac. Okay. Oh, just hit it. Alright, some of these, okay, so that is the timing. And I'm gonna drop and then go up. Drop, down, down, down. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Kind of go off that. So am I supposed to wait until a mini? Oh, yeah, okay. This UFO kinda... There's just no fucking way. You know, this is actually very reminiscent of sweater weather, I feel as though. Because sweater weather is a very low-end extreme. But I felt as though a lot of the timings in there were like, I'm like, wow, this isn't like a sub 1000 extreme. Okay, I'm just being stupid. Look at this. Why am I going up so high? Okay. Nah. Okay, I'm so fucking confused. Anyway, I feel like the physics were different there for a second. As I was saying, a lot of the timings in Sweater Weather were... What the fuck am I doing? Look at this. Look at this. I'm starting to think I went the wrong way. Okay, yeah, easy. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, a lot of the timings in Sweater Weather felt like a lot tighter than they should be for something that is sub 1000. I literally feel like I'm playing Shock right now. Okay, fucker. There's no way. Alright, that's just, like, it's very, very rhythmy and very consistent. I feel like it will be. If I ever play this. Oh my god. How fucking goofy, man. Honestly, the duels might be ruining this level for me. Because what are some of these jumps? Like, this is very easy. That jump right there is very, very easy. You know, this ship section is very easy. Oh. Hold on, look at this. Very, very easy. Wow. Okay. Alright, I'm confused. That's some bullshit that I did there. The fact that I still died. Again, like jumps like that. What am I doing? Oh. I am trying very hard to see this through, but this is this level is starting to piss me off. Alright, let's stop being stupid. Oh. Y'all! What the fuck is this evil shit? You really put a straight swing copter at the very end? Texic, I'm sorry. Texic, I'm sorry, but that is shit. 641. Honestly, you know, comparatively to when I first started playing extremes, that's pretty good. I used to have like 1,000 attempt practice runs. To only have that, be 600 is kind of impressive, I won't lie. Well, I'm sorry, Texic. That sucked balls. Watch the next Extreme be Just Dance. This guy doesn't do collabs. Yeah. Okay, I shouldn't be saying that. He does. He does. Wow. What's with this guy in green tea? Let's see if he... Bro is 22 now. Shut. Okay, we only have 2 posts about green tea. That's... The fuck is the locked alt? Hold on, there's a way to, Okay, hold on, I just suck balls. There's a way you have to do this one last one. Shit, because you do go too high. Okay, after the spider, it's like borderline impossible. Like, I've done like, record my macros and it doesn't even work. Oh, that was too early. Alright, watch this. This is it. That was not it. That was also not it. Okay, I'm just so bad. Alright. Yeah, you ain't getting past that. Anyway. I should hop back on Zodiac. Alrighty. Man, I don't want to play this shit no more. Let's see if I can get 50% right now. I might just go and play from shock after a little bit. Yeah. I need to like turn off the family calendar because I don't care what they're doing. It's not that I don't care, it just doesn't concern me, like at all. I've moved out. Hennessy, come out to play. I fucking love that video. It's hilarious as shit. One of the things I kind of dislike about being a Canadian is not getting American products. Like, you know, the American population, like, the amount of their populace is very dense. You know, the people themselves are also dense. But, anyway, you know, there's a lot of people in that area. So, obviously, their media is our media. We get all their trends. We get all the stuff. The States very heavily influences Canada, not the other way around. I actually hit that too late. That's crazy. I never do that. Anyway, the States very heavily influences Canada. And one thing I want to do is the the BBL or the BBC challenge. Pause. What that is either beatbox, buzzball, and cut water, or beatbox, buzzball, or Four Loco. The thing is that you can only get Four Loco and beatbox in the States, I'm pretty sure. I know you can only get Four Loco in the States. I have never seen beatbox here, so I'm sure you can only get it in the States. Or if you go to like one of the major cities in Canada, which is like Winnipeg, Vancouver, Edmonton, Toronto. But Quebec is a place in Quebec. Western Ontario. Is it Quebec, or Ontario? Kind of like New York. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. We do have buzzballs here. But I feel like they're harder to find, but you can get your hands on them. And we have cutwaters here. But it's just the sad thing is that I can't do it because we don't have beatbox. Or for Loco. Bruh. Genuine pixel. Genuinely by a single pixel. I'm sure I was 1/240th of a frame too early. Ooh, one thing I also didn't go over about being just good at the game is knowing how to physically play. Like, I went over the physical hardware you need, which is mostly just keyboard or SEO over mouse. But I feel like the biggest thing that I just never figured out until... Honestly, after playing the game for like 10 years, I didn't figure it out until 8 years in. And that is the biggest question ever. Where are you looking? You know, as eye trackers have gotten more common, obviously people know where they're supposed to be looking when they play this game. But for the longest time, I didn't. And I remember it was a debate between me and my friend. It's like, where do you look? And actually, it wasn't even a debate because we didn't even fucking know where we were looking. We were just playing the game. It's like, do you look at what you're supposed to be avoiding, or do you look at your icon? Which is funny because, you know, we didn't even bring up, oh, should you be looking at like the orbs you're supposed to be clicking, or your timings? You know, just what are you avoiding, or are you looking at your cube? Those two options. You know, in reality, there's actually a fucking million. Because you're not supposed to focus on your cube or what you're supposed to be avoiding. There isn't supposed to be an or. And you're supposed to be also focusing along those two things, along with honestly everything else. You're supposed to be looking at what's coming up, what's going on, like right in front of you, what you're supposed to be doing. And then you're supposed to... Honestly, the only thing I'd say is don't look behind you. And don't look at stuff on like the borders of the screen that's like totally irrelevant. Everything else that's relevant, you know, look at your icon, look at the timings, look at stuff that's like coming up way ahead. That actually is starting to piss me off. Like, why am I dying to shock so much? If I was as consistent as I am at shock from when I play from shock instead of from zero, I would be at 50% already. I would have gotten my 50% run. But yeah, when you're playing the game, you're honestly supposed to be looking at a little bit of everything. Icon, timings, orbs, where you're supposed to jump. You're supposed to look at everything. Which is something I didn't realize for a long time. That's probably why I was so bad. I'm like, well, why am I dying? Oh, because I wasn't looking where I should be looking. Same kind of thing with Smash, actually, is... Honestly, I've only seen one person talk about where you're supposed to be looking when you play the game. And when you're playing Smash, you're supposed to be looking at your opponent. Look at what you're trying to hit. Honestly, I'd be looking at myself a lot when I'm playing the game. I'm like, oh, where am I? Where am I? You know, it's probably more or less the same thing. You should be looking at your opponent, you should be looking at yourself, and you should be looking at kind of, you know, where you're jumping, where you're attacking. It's hard to, like, specify one thing that you're supposed to be looking at. Honestly, it's hard to specify, like, 10 things that you're supposed to be looking at in these games, because you're supposed to be looking at a little bit of everything. Honestly, the only thing that I could say you're looking at, like, one thing in this game is if you're playing ship and there's nothing else going on. Like, if you're playing ship and there's no portals, no orbs, then I would say you're solely focusing on your ship. Even with all those things going on, you're pretty heavily focusing on the ship. I'd say the ship game mode is when your eyes are moving the least. I'd say that's probably actually why I've been more tired after playing the game in recent years, is because I'm better and I know how to play the game. But the way to play the game that's more efficient, like, makes you a better player, is very, very intense and exhausting. I mean, like, your eyes are moving a lot. You are tracking a lot that's going on. So at these higher levels of play, you're focusing on more. You're doing more mental work. And therefore you get a lot more tired out. Honestly, if I'm not really looking at anything, you know, I'm not getting exhausted. I could play this game for like 10 hours. But, you know, when I start to actually try and I'm playing these harder levels, you get a lot more exhausted a lot quickly. Like, honestly, just go into one of Doggy's go to the Oblivion video, because he leans in hella close there. Go to the Oblivion Doggy video, and you can see how much his eyes move. Honestly, bro, that's been the blueprint for me. If you're asking how much should my eyes move when I play this game, go look at Doggy play. Doggy is the blueprint. Shit, if I hit that a fraction of a second earlier. You know, a fraction of a frame. A fraction of a thousand frames per second. A fraction of a single frame clocking at 1000 FPS. If I hit it that much sooner, I would have lived. Why are we Why are we going between... Why are we dropping 2 frames? I don't know why I'm dropping frames, I'm gonna be honest with you. The chat's off. Well, no, chat isn't off. Nothing's happening in chat. But I've paused the stream, at least on my end, so that's not playing back. So I don't know why I'm dropping frames. I have OBS and Google open up, and the game. That's it. Nothing else opened up. And I'm cheating on high priority, so I don't know why I'm like consistently dropping 2 frames. What should I make for dinner, man? I don't want to cook. Do I just order pizza? I have free pizzas on the way. No, I don't have them on the way. I've not ordered pizza, but like I have hella Domino points. Maybe I should just order pizza. I got ranch. Now, guys, I've low-key been waking up with like a little bit of chest pain sometimes. Is that a crazy thing to admit? Should I go to the doctor? No, I'm sure I should actually just like be drinking more water and exercising more. Alright, we're gonna do this real quick. And then I'm gonna play from Shock. And actually, before I play from Shock... Wow, I'm bad. That was close. Man, why am I so bad at this game? What? Some bullshit, man. Oh. A little tired. Bang. What if I pull? Bang, that doesn't show up like that. Let me actually pull up a really good video, an old video. This stream is so fucking random. That's what streaming's supposed to be. Some guy talking to himself because he has no chat, no fans. What if I genuinely put this shit on Twitter? Y'all think anyone will join? Or, ooh, no, 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 no. Keep the Twitter. Yeah, that's exactly what we're not gonna do. I'm dropping ZSS. Yes, sir, Mars. Drop ZSS. Character's broken. Character actually does not work half the time. I low-key hate ZSS for that. Like, bitch just never works. Peep the stream. Y'all can't see anything. Alright, I'm done. Get off Twitter. Man, you know when you're like tweaking out and you're like, bugs! Bugs on my body. That's what I'm feeling sometimes. Low key. This is a good one to have. Am I able to zoom in? No. What if I see Tyrell zoom in? You can't fucking do that. Zoom. Well, anyway. Just look here of how much my eyes are moving. Like that is how much your eyes should be moving when you're playing this game. Honestly, more. You see, yeah. And this is when I was still like bad at the game, and you can see how much less they're moving when it's in the UFO. Like honestly, you should be moving a lot more when you're in the UFO. And then ship is easy. Not a whole lot of movement going on there. There you go. That is how you get better at Geometry Dash. Bang. Just look at what you're doing. That's crazy advice. No, but seriously, your eyes need to be moving like a lot more. Itchy. Itchy as fuck. Holy shit, we got a viewer. We got one view. Woo! Oh wait, it was probably me opening it up to post it on Twitter, to get the link to post on Twitter. Never mind. Honestly, never mind about this game. Oh my fucking god. Honestly, this is perfect representation. Look at this shit. My part in Retina. Holy fucking shit. You can't even see what's happening. And then this is so true. That's literally what you're playing. So bad. It's so bad. It's literally what you're doing. That's literally what the part is. That's fucking crazy. How fast is your game speed right now? What are you playing? And why are you so Top 10 and 1.8, top 10 and 1.9, top 10 and 2.0. Low 200. What the fuck? Mind cap. Zoink. I like how Mind Cap's just a triangle head and Zoink is a furry. That's funny as shit. This shit not even for the strong. Oh my god. I'm so lost. Can we even see one obstacle in an extreme now, or can we only rely on muscle memory? And the creator replied, oh, you're so close to guessing what I tried to achieve building this part. What? Is the low level quality supposed to be on the level? Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. I really like this part. Oh my god. What else do we got? Okay. All right, back on the game. 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 Okay. Back on the game. Honestly, once I hop off and start making dinner, I got more shit to do. And that's gonna happen pretty soon because it's like almost 6 o'clock. God, I hate being an adult. Do I make dinner and then shower, or do I shower and then make dinner? These are the questions of being an adult, and I fucking hate them. Honestly, I think the strat is to shower first, because I've been showering like right before bed. And honestly, the only reason I've been going to bed when I do is because I'm just absolutely exhausted and about to pass out. Something tells me showering when you're about to pass out is not the safest idea. Just the theory. So honestly, I think I should shower right now at 6 o'clock instead of at 1 a.m. You ever feel like something happens sooner in the level than it usually does? Yeah, that was the ball jump that just happened. Oh Horse malarkey. Oh my god, I did not hit that. I did not release too early. That's some bullshit, man. Okay, that was really bad. Went really low there. Oh my god! Too early? Okay. I haven't even gotten to TMN yet. That's like, this is so embarrassing. That death makes me want to smoke cigarettes. What the fuck? That was so bad. That was actually so embarrassing. Why the fuck did I die there? This is why I click off not for kids when I stream. Oh my god, no, I thought I hit it late enough, dude. Oh, the spacebar isn't even bound. Okay. So I'm not playing that shit. I accidentally bought organic grapes today. There's nothing wrong with organic, and there's nothing wrong with not organic. I just prefer the not organic ones because I know they're not going to have bugs on them. Like, you know, organic's whole thing is like, no pesticides or whatever. You know, personally, I trust in modern advancements in technology, so I like pesticides. And I rinse off my fruit, so I don't care. And also, they just seem to last longer because, you know, they've probably been engineered a little bit. They've probably been tinkered with. So, I hope the grapes last because they're organic. We'll see. I swear I was like holding up like a lot more than I did. Fuck you. Oh. I can't do anything with that one. I can do that with that one. Woo! Man! I just got to shock like a couple of times today and I just died. I haven't gotten past shock today. Like, that is so disappointing. I thought today was going to be a bit different. I was going to play a bit better. And I would pass shock more often. I don't know what's changed, like why I can't pass shock anymore consistently. The fuck? It lagged and ate my input. That's so weird. That's only happened while I was streaming, so I don't know what's up with that. You know, I got a Wi-Fi extender, so... Hold on, let me peep it. Peep this. Peep. Oh. Peep that right there. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be showing off my internet, but why does that do that? That's weird. Anyway. You see that? That's Ethernet. Now, obviously, like, Ethernet through the router itself is the best, but, you know, Ethernet through a Wi-Fi extender is also pretty good. I've never had a wired connection before. And as of, like, right now, I'm not noticing a huge difference. Like, I ran a speed test, and it's a little more stable, and it's a little higher, you know, a little faster. But honestly, the real reason I got it was for the Switch, for playing Smash. Because we all know how bad Smash's netcode is. And they're like, oh yeah, get an Ethernet wire. And then, oh, if you don't have the Switch OLED and newer, honestly, the Switch 2 is such a fucking scam, I'm not gonna lie. I can't even believe they're, like, I'm getting off topic. But as I was saying, if you don't have the Switch OLED or newer models, oh, you also have to buy an adapter. It's like, Nintendo, how loaded do you think these kids' parents or these kids are? How loaded do you think we are as adults? We are not. We are poor. The economy is shit right now. Stop asking me to buy stuff. How about you just make your netcode better, actually? You know who you should talk to about netcode? Epic Games, because Fortnite's netcode is fine and stable. Actually, you know, talk to anyone else, actually. I'm not going to call anyone out that has good netcode, because I don't know who has good netcode. Because everyone's netcode, from my experience, is just fine. It's the industry standard. Honestly, it's only Smash's netcode that is complete balls. Talk to anybody else about netcode, and there you go. You will have the knowledge bestowed upon you to have entirely mid netcode instead of entirely trash. That was so fucking close. Bruh, I hate playing Shock from Zero. I feel like I'm playing entirely different than I usually would. Honestly, I think I might make dinner first and make like some spicy food, and I'll just sweat beforehand. What was I talking about? I was complaining about Nintendo's netcode. Honestly, it sucks so much that I'm having a better online experience now that I have an Ethernet cable. Like, the matchmaking in my region still kind of sucks, but the matches I get are more stable. I won't even lie. And that's just kind of rude. So I'm mad that I did not pass shock from 0. It's a little irritating. I won't lie. I play from shock quite often from the start position, and I feel consistent. Like, watch this. I'm about to... You see that shit? That's how easy shock is. That's how easy shock is, and I just keep on dying to shock from 0. It's getting very, very annoying. Like, I'd very much love to get to 50% regularly. Like, Samifying, at least. Or that ship segment in the tactics part. I'd very much love to get there regularly, but it's not happening because I keep on dying to shock. I've practiced that part to shit. It's literally easy at this point. There's no way I didn't jump high enough. There's just no fucking way that just happened. $52. I seem to be. That's happened last time too. I died to Samify or something. No, I died to TMN. Like last attempt of the stream. That's good. Did I break 190? I did. Fucking 22 hours just from the last update. When Rob last updated the game. I actually want to see if I can see something. Let's pull up chat real quick, because I've been doing a level analysis. Let me pull up the calc. For those who just stream, calc is short for calculator. Elite ball knowledge to know what the fuck I'm talking about. Damn. Is today the 10th or 11th? Six, 10 attempts a month. You're... Ugh. What am I gonna do now? Let's play. I forget which one's the official version. I feel like it's this one. Yeah, I can barely see anything. It's crazy how hard shitty grief is. Like it's like, okay, you know, doggy, you are... It's okay that you're taking this long to beat the level. This shit is so hard. Nah. Alright, let's grab the daily, and I think I'm... Not enough. Or YouTube is not receiving enough video. That's cap as hell. Not after me just talking about having a wired connection and getting a Wi-Fi booster. Let's play the age-old game of internet speed test. Alright, that's not helping me. It's cap as fuck. There's no way. Damn. Let's see if it truly is shit right now. It's all about the upload speed. The download speed's fine. It's at like 400. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, the upload speed is kind of shit in the bed. Okay, there we go. That's fine. It went back up. I don't know what's wrong with it. Should I do a little... just for shits and gigs? That is hard. Really? Oh my god. That spam is insane. That was just purely bad for me. Really, man? Dude, I fucking hate that timing so much. It is just so abysmally irritating. Oh my god, dude. Alright, let's see if shock is really that hard or if I'm just playing it up. So, shock isn't that hard. The only reason I died to the ship is because one, the duel is heavier. The dual ship is heavier. And two, it was sped up. That always happens. That one. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm actually gonna be real with you. Okay, that's the end of the stream.